Welcome back, nap trappers. Beck,
Sally.
what's your icebreaker for us?
Okay. I'm thinking on the fly. If you were going to an ice cream shop, this is always revolves
yeah.
around food. If you're going to an
Yeah,
ice cream
yeah,
shop,
that's
what
on brand
flavor
for
are
me
you
too.
picking?
Oh, I'm usually like a choc peanut butter kind of girl. If I could have chocolate, but I want a big, real peanut butter.
Oh, like big, like
Like,
globs of it kind of thing. Like,
yeah, like a big globby swirl. So I like bits in my ice cream. So I'm one of those annoying,
yeah.
one of those annoying people that if we have a time of ice cream that has chunks, dollops, bits, swirls, I will dig. I will leave actually the
to
ice cream.
find.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Cade
Like
will
a
go
Ben and
and be like,
Jerry's or something like that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So I just want
cookie
the
dough.
bits.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of Ben and Jerry's, so sometimes on a Saturday night,
Oh, raging.
Cade and I
I can see where
get
this is going.
raging. Cade and I, for dinner, will have a bottle of rosé and a tub of Ben and Jerry's the Tonight Dough.
Oh, this is so
Yeah.
cool. You guys are like so datey and, like, oh, cute.
I think it could be disguised as lazy.
yeah.
We're not doing any dinner. Pass the bottle of wine and the tub of ice cream. But no, it's become a little bit of a ritual. But we've narrowed it down to there is nothing better than the Ben and Jerry's the Tonight Dough, the Jimmy Fallon one.
Oh, I actually haven't tried that one.
Oh, that's what you're doing tonight. You and Ben can have a nice day. The other thing is that the bottle of rosé needs to go in the freezer beforehand, so it is ice cold, if not like a bit slushy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you need the ninja slushie.
Yes, we do.
You need the ninja slushie. I'll happily give you mine. From my perspective, what a waste of money. Anyway.
Right, here you are saying I need one.
Yeah, but, you guys might use it all the time because,
frosé.
Yeah.
So anyway, I want something with bits, but I really love a choc peanut butter combo. There used to be one, there's a Baskin Robbins. I haven't had Baskin Robbins in forever, but I remember as a child, their choc peanut butter. I really had an answer for you there.
Yeah, it felt almost on the tip of your tongue. Like, yeah, I think about this a lot.
I can talk about baby sleep and I can talk about food.
Yeah. I mean, as a New Zealander, we were always it was like ingrained in us that our favorite ice cream flavors had to be hokey pokey or boysenberry. And you
go so hard on the boysenberry in New Zealand.
Yeah, it is bloody delicious. I'll give it that. But I am a chocolate. I do. Oh no, okay.
I just don't.
I'll tell you what. Do you like? Because if you're like a bits person, do you like hokey pokey? Because I can't handle the bits like that. It's like too crunchy.
I like the bits,
or like
but it's not the flavor combo I'm
teeth.
after. Yeah, and some have the bits and you break a tooth, and then some just have swirls.
Well, I tell you what, I do love. Well, I've realized over the years that I'm like half the population. I am now lactose intolerant, so I love a dairy-free. Yeah,
except on Saturday nights.
Yeah, that's right. So, but what I do is when I go to this, have you ever seen? Yeah, apologies in advance. I think is what you say.
Worth it. Excuse us, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
The visual we have just created.
Okay.
But tell me,
what
are you partial to?
See, I do love his chocolate ice cream, and I do love peanut butter as well. But if I was going to go the chocolate route, I'd now go with what's known as the Black Hawaii. The Black Hawaii, which is like a dairy-free. It tastes like dark chocolate. It is so amazing. It is so yummy, but it's
Is
dairy-free.
this an Aldi number?
Oh no, though this is like at one of those gelato shops.
Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes on a Saturday night, Sally, we go.
Luckily, Ben is spared from it. You've made sensible choices.
Yeah, that's right. I don't have to apologize in advance. But yeah, so I get a black Hawaii, which is so delicious, and I don't have to
I've
worry.
never heard of
So
it.
yeah, no, I definitely recommend trying it. I think it's one of
Okay.
those ones where you never go back. Like once it gives the
Ooh.
chocolate, like a dairy version, a run for its money. That's how good it is. It looks like black licorice. That's what it looks like.
Once you go black Hawaii, you never go back. um,
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The ice is officially broken. Great. Okay. I will I've got tears of laughter. I will definitely keep my eyes peeled. I'll trade you a black Hawaii for a tub of heavy on the lactose Ben and Jerry's the Tonight Dough. You can just blame Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
And
That sounds
a bottle of
awesome.
Frosé. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. I'll trade you the Frosé. I'll trade you the Frosé for a bottle of Cab Sav. How about that? Oh
Okay,
no.
I'll give.
Okay, but I don't really like rosé. Unless it's
Yeah,
this one
because
from Mudgee. And it's
okay, now put it in the freezer
Mm.
and thank me later.
Okay.
All right, now that everyone knows way too much about
Yeah,
us
that's right. They're
and our
literally
ice
the
cream
ins and outs of us.
at the club, we're all lactose intolerant.
The over 30s club.
Yeah. But honestly, it took me up until like 2 years ago to realize it. And I was like, oh, my whole life makes sense now.
Yeah.
Speaking of making sense of things, today we're talking about bridging naps, something that people actually want to learn about.
Yeah.
What is a bridging nap? You probably hear about it all the time. Do we recommend them? How do we use them? So let's talk. Let's dive in. Bridging naps are a short, kind of power snooze like nap that are usually either used early in the morning if your baby has early rising to get you to, let's say, to even be able to start your schedule without this really overtired, long wake window, hot mess express baby. Or if nap 2 has been a bit of a disaster, or your one nap, maybe depending on how old your baby is, do you need to add in a little bridging nap in the afternoon to get to bedtime in a semi-well-rested state without bedtime ending up in the 5s?
Yeah.
I, over the years of practice, have gone in and out of favor with bridging naps. And I sort of now sit in the camp of I very rarely use them when it comes to early rising.
Yeah.
Like for me, it has an age cutoff, really.
Definitely.
I might use them for a 3 or 4 month old baby, but really after that, I find them to actually reinforce an early rise. And I will use an afternoon one strategically if we are actively sleep training, like in a 2-week package when we're first getting started and getting our ducks in the row and things are still a bit chaotic. I might use one in the afternoon to bridge us to the 3rd nap, let's say, then we stay on the schedule. But it's not my just like go-to for everyone of, yep, you're going to put in a bridging nap here, you're going to pop in a bridging nap here, because they get complicated.
Oh, definitely. There's it is very strategic, and there are measures in place to make sure that they're only kind of used sporadically, like only if they're really needed. And I'll give an example so that our listeners can sort of get a gauge on when and where. I haven't had to use a bridging nap for a really, really long time. But in this case, I've got a 5-month, 1-week old.
Mm-hmm.
who are 5 month, 1 week old. We want our little one on 3 naps through the day. But this little one is unable to connect or link the second nap of the day at this stage. No
Yep.
matter if we are, rocking, holding, patting, assisting, all the things,
Rescuing. Yep.
pram, no matter what we're doing, he's unable to move past
Which
a
is not
30-minute nap.
uncommon.
Not uncommon, and it's no
Yep.
stress at all. But if we want to avoid going into a 4 nap schedule, because that sort of we're looking to bump up sleep pressure and move through the first half of the night, so we're trying to
Yep.
avoid a 4 nap schedule. So actually, what we are doing in this moment is nap 2 is starting at 12:15, and they're able to sleep until 12:45.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, typically at this age, we would use up to 2 hours 15 for the next wake window. So if they're waking at 12:45, that means that the next nap is supposed to start at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to give a big nap then. So what we're doing, because otherwise bedtime will be too early. If they do a
Yes.
third nap at 3 p.m., it means bedtime
And
will
if he's
be
only
around
doing 30
5:30.
minutes, yes.
Yeah. So what we're doing for this little guy is we're offering the full feed 10 minutes before 3 p.m. So we're starting the full feed, and we're making sure that this feed is a complete feed, and then we're allowing a bit of a boob snooze after this. This is kind of like the only time that I will allow a little one to
Feeding to
sort of
sleep.
fall asleep on the boob.
Yeah.
So it's the power of the boob, guys, the power of the boob. So it's the path of least resistance. We're not working
Yep.
hard. We're not trying to put baby into a cot. We're not trying to do a self-settling technique. We're just using the power of the boob, or the bottle would work fine. So get them super, super nicely milk drunk, and then let them have a power snooze in your arms. And we're just capping this nap at 10 or 15 minutes, absolute maximum. We're just taking the
Yeah,
edge
because
off their sleep
otherwise
needs.
it ruins the rest of your nap attempts.
Absolutely. And then so by doing that, our little one feels like they've had a really great restful sleep. They're able to charge on, and then we get to where our wake window will sort of be slightly shorter because we've only had this tiny little snooze. But because they've slept from, say, 3 till 3:10, we can then still have the normal third nap at 4:15 to 5 p.m.
Yep.
And that's where we would do
And
a
then you're
settling.
still on track
Yeah.
for bedtime.
Still on track for bedtime. So that's where I would use a little bridging nap just to get through.
What is your and the first thing I'll say is I love those sorts of strategic feed related naps, because it gets very confusing when, let's say, you're listening to our podcast and we're going on and on about how you hold steady with your anchored feed times. Everything else might be chopping and changing, but you come back to your feed times no matter what. But what if you use your full wake window from a short nap and they're either meant to be asleep when that feed happens, or how do you navigate it? So that's a really great example of you spring it 10 minutes forward, you let them finish the feed and then fall asleep on it or assist them if they haven't yet fallen asleep. And you surrender to the milk drunk, you surrender to the assisted contact nap. Do you, though, have a cutoff of when you would stop? So that little freshie 5-month-old, let's say you've got a 7-month-old also on 3 naps. Would our listeners with a baby experiencing something similar where nap 2 is not yet consolidated, it's a bit of a tricksy one, would you go in with a boob or a bottle snooze at that age?
I do find it has a bit of a shelf life. Probably 6.5 months is probably where I would sort of go. If all else fails, maybe we would attempt it. But I honestly cannot tell you. It has been years since I've done that. I would actually rather bring the third nap slightly earlier and make it slightly longer if I had to. So using that example for, say, a 7-month-old, if they went to sleep at 12, well, the schedule will change for a 7-month-old.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna
they
be
would be
later.
waking, they'd be doing 9:30 to 10:15 and going down for their nap at 12:45. And if they only did 30 minutes, then that would be 1:15 awake. So for a 7-month-old, I'd probably push the friendship a little bit and put them down 2.75 to maybe 3 hours if we had to, in terms of timing wise, to get a better nap. So if they were waking at 1:15, then the third nap would be starting at 3:45, like 3:45, like 4 o'clock. I would do 4 o'clock till 4:45, and then I would do a 7 o'clock bedtime.
Yep. I
So
just
rather than
watched
doing the
your
bridging
brain
nap
do so many
calculations.
calculations on the spot.
Oh my God, I don't want to watch the video back and like see like my
I
eyes
never
doing
watch
funny
the
work.
video back of any of us because also I know how much we giggle.
Oh yeah.
We giggle or we get distracted. So yeah, sorry, YouTube. Yeah, I am the same. I like a little bridging one, but I wouldn't just say, right, everyone go off and do that. I usually am quite neurotic about who and when and how, but it's a great plan for those younger babies when stretching the friendship is they just don't have the reserve like a slightly older baby. Also, the way that we work, our job is to ideally make sleep and scheduling simpler for families. If we constantly have contingency after contingency after contingency and just send families out with that, they're left with so much guesswork and calculating wake windows. So I usually like to do it when I'm working one-on-one so that I can then navigate it, troubleshoot it, drop the bridging nap, and it all kind of flows on. What about the early morning one? And I saw a question this week about a 9-month-old who was wanting to start the day at 4:20 and then the struggle to get to the 9:30 anchored nap timing. And should they use a bridging nap? And I find, speaking of things having a shelf life, that it can be tricky for the older babies to take a bridging nap. Sometimes in the 4s, like if they're waking in the 4s, it's very different from waking in the 5s. If they're waking in the 5s, absolutely not. We are resettling until 7 a.m. Even if they don't go back to sleep, we are pushing through until 9:30. Yes, your baby will be overtired, but you can fully assist. We have an episode on the early rising protocol, as you would call it, Beck, about how we navigate that. But in the 4s, but here's the thing. At that age, I've very rarely had it that a baby has woken in the 4s and with consistent settling, like call it sleep training, resettling, whatever it is, delaying getting up. Most of the time, a baby in the 4s goes back to sleep at some point, even if it feels like a little bridging nap and they just fall asleep from 6:30 till 6:45.
I think that one. There's two answers to this one. So for a 9-month-old, the bridging nap is not the answer. The answer is actually going, you know what, let's just get through the day, and then tomorrow is our new plan in terms of like 4:20 is not an up time or go time or anything like that. So
this is what we're going to do at that time.
Yeah, so bridging nap is not an answer at all for that particular scenario. So that's a different sort of kettle of fish. However, if you had like a little one that was, say, 4 months old or 4.5 months old or 5 months old, and they've been up since 4:20 and you've done all the work in terms of delay, and they just haven't sort of, they just haven't played ball and all the things, then yes.
Love to not do.
Love to not do. In that moment, I would do exactly what I spoke about before. I would do the full feed at 7 to start the day. They'd be up, they'd be in the lounge, they'd be having their full feed, they'd complete their full feed, and I would allow a little 10-minute power
10
snooze.
minutes,
10 minutes, take the edge off, and then we're going through until the desired nap time to get you on track.
Yes.
And then we will have a plan of how to tackle the 4:20 waking the following morning. So we're kind of like forecasting how it plays out. Like when you're working with a sleep consultant and you've got those types of issues, we're always 3 or 4 steps ahead of you guys. Like, we're...
Because that sort of plan I would probably have on day 1, maybe day 2, whilst the rest of the plan has time to fall into place. The baby's internal body clock starts to pick up on where this is all heading. Sleep pressure gets redistributed. Calories get redistributed. They're not waking because they're cold. And it all starts to iron out very quickly. But again, in your scenario, that's a young baby. Which is when I would use it because, again, the stretching of the friendship, they just don't have like they'll have put themselves to sleep at some point at a shocking time, and you're kind of left scrambling. So yes, absolutely, at that age just to bridge you to get to the full feed, to get on the sketch, to move forward with the day. But a bridging nap, regardless of the scenarios that we've talked about, for me are a short-term solution as part of the overall strategy, because otherwise little internal body clocks, if you think about how, I mean, it happens slowly for me, but like when you get on a time zone change, your body does adapt, and babies can be very quick to pick up on the new changes. So they can start being like, that's okay, I don't have to take that full second nap because, I get the power snooze for 7 days in a row, or I don't have to sleep past 12:20 because look, here comes 7 a.m. They're asleep on the boob. So it's a short-term solution. And I do find families use it as a short-term and then get stuck with it. And we're having to remove it and do the work to get through it, which is also okay. That's our job.
This is true. Yep. Short-term plan.
Short-term plan, short-term episode. Also, that was quick.
Yeah.
We got through that.
It is punchy. And
you don't need to, you don't need to overthink bridging naps.
No, definitely not. They can be useful. Just don't use them all the time.
Sometimes I also use them sparingly. The other thing is sometimes you kind of accidentally forced to do what, if baby's fallen asleep in the car at the wrong time, and then you get home and they won't transfer, and then you're like, how do I navigate? Yes, but we can't do a 6-hour week window until bed. There are days where I might just try, okay, we're going to just do a quick assisted nap to get me to bedtime. But again, that's just a real life moment. And often I'd be playing the guessing game as much as my clients are on these days. I'm like, oh God, how do I navigate
educated
this?
Guess. It's still a guess though.
Oh, seriously, with baby sleep, you can be damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I know.
So just know that those moments happen even for sleep consultants. And we are just winging it. Hopefully all of that makes sense. So if you feel like you've used one and you're now stuck in it, have a look at timings, age. Also reach out, because we work with bridging naps, families with bridging naps all the time, and how we can support you in dropping it to get on the schedule with the later rise or the consolidated naps, the whole thing. That's exactly what we are here for.
We're always love to help you guys, for sure.
Okay. And when you do, you'll have plenty of time to go and have an ice cream. You can try all the flavors
and a nice glass of frosé.
And a nice glass of frosé. You are welcome. Actually, I want you to have that date night and let me know what you think of the combo. I now look forward to it.
So what is it called again?
The Tonight Dough.
Tonight Dough.
And it's got big chunks of cookie dough, like gritty, chocolatey sand bits.
Okay,
that's really selling it.
Yeah. I hope little old Paul Macquarie has the Tonight Dough.
Oh gosh,
I've never, like being regional, we don't get everything. I'll check. I'll have a little look. When I see it, I'll snap a little photo
when
and
you come to Melbourne.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, put it on the list. All the things.
Amazing. All the list. We've got a good itinerary happening.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we will see you on the next episode of Nap Trapped.
See you, team. Bye.